Hello folks, welcome back. Today, basically, because I'm a little short on good weapons, I'm not going to do much in terms of farming or night cash or anything like that. I'm just going to continue getting resources in my off time to do our 2 levels of dungeons on the weekend. But I did want to address a few comments that I've seen in my videos and in other people's videos as well about skill books and shards. So, skill books and soul shards. So, I might, I don't know, once a week or so, kind of do one of these quick videos just to go over how I think that these should be used and things like that. So the first thing to know is that skill books can be found in every zone, right? So when we go out to our provincial map, let me hurry up, we can find skill books in this zone, every zone, right? So everything that has a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 skull icon above it, you can find skills there. You can also get them from night caches. You can also get them from the dungeon. Way over here. Here's the dungeon. Now, the books will vary in levels. Let me pull up some skills. If we click on one of the skills, we can see and go to level 10 for heavy strike. Fists will go to level 2. Carthill will go to level 4. So depending on the skill, you can level that up. Now, to level up these skills, you actually need to get different level of skill books. Harder skills or higher level skills, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., 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 can all be found in 3 skull zones, 2 skull zones, 1 skull zone. You'll find level 1 books. I think I might have found a level 2 in a 1 skull zone, but anything 2 and above are found in 2, and then usually 3 and above is what I've experienced, are found in 3 skull zones. So those are where you get the skill books, and the skill books, and you can go through them. They will give you different skills, hence skill books. And I'll actually show you, we have a couple that we're going to activate today that I'm going to use. This is a damned level 3 or volume 3. So we can see this is a volume 4. This one right here's a volume 5. So volume and number is the level of the book. Now, that was the damned, or this one right here is a damned volume 3. If we go over here, we see above damned that we have a little number 2. That means I already have level 1 and 2 completed for that. So by using this one skill book, if we read it, it will increase that skill up to level 3, meaning that I have a 3% chance to evade an attack from a damned. 3% is not big, but this goes up to 10%. So at a certain point, it'll pay off in the sense that I might not get hit by a damned in one of his attacks, but it's not for the entire attack. It's only for like one swing. And then a little trick if you have multiples of the same book. Example, and I actually have this right here. So I have Roasted Meat Volume 3 and another Roasted Meat Volume 3. So if I go to the skill books and I find Roasted Meat right here, I already have level 1. Using a level 3 book will not increase your level to 3. So if I only had one level 3 book and I used it, I would only get to level 2, right? So as being as I have 2, we'll demonstrate this. So I will use the first one, and we can see that my level has gone up to level 2. As being as I've got a second level 3, I might as well use that now and get that skill up to level 3. Meaning that every time I use a roasted meat to heal me, rather than providing, I don't even know if I have roasted meat. I don't use it a lot. So instead of giving me 30 healing for each one that I take, it'll give me 33 healing now. And that is the same. Oops, did not want to do that. Sorry about that, folks. And that's how the skill books work. So you gather them up. You'll get doubles, right? This back here is a chest of all, level 1 I already have, level 1 I already have, level 1 I already have. So these are all doubles. And this is where I would love to see something in game where we could trade these, maybe 3 or 5, just various level 1s, and you could get a random level 2 and vice versa for 2 and 3 and 4. Kind of like the ring and amulet system in Westland and the police tickets in Last Day on Earth. So that would be nice to see something like that. Now, on to the soul shards. What are soul shards? Anytime, so those are soul shards. Okay, and these we need to modify our skills. So over on the left side, we see right now that I have the club, iron gut, and copper ore. So I use these because when I'm up grinding, I use the club. I do not use anything else. I stay in one skull zones and I just farm away. The iron gut allows me to eat a lot of more berries. Excuse me about that. Before I have to throw up. And then copper ore gives me a 9% chance of getting an extra copper ore when I use the pickaxe on a node. So normally you get 3. If the skill is active and you get lucky, it'll give you 4. Now, this loadout can change. To change your active skills, which is up here, the heavy strike, it doesn't cost any soul shards to change those. I could switch it straight out to sprint and it's done. I like the heavy strike. I'm getting better at using it, so I'm going to keep it. Now, if I were heading to the dungeon and I know I'm going to be using Bastard Sword in that because I've crafted a couple of them and I've brought them along, and I want to get an extra damage point, well, I want to have that active. In the dungeon, I'm not using the club. But when you start off, you can only have 3 passive skills. Once you complete your altar, right here, which we're only 7 incense away, you'll be able to upgrade your skill load, or like the loadout. You'll be able to get 4, then 5, all the way up to 8. To change out an item, so I want to get rid of the club, I have to use a soul shard. Boop. Nope. Sorry. Remove? What's going on here? Oh, my bad. Sorry. You gotta have skill shards in your backpack. Now, if I want to get rid of the club, I use a soul shard. It frees up some space, and then I can select Bastard Sword. And you can only obviously select skills that you have, right? If you don't, like a couple that I don't have, iron ore, like this right next to the copper and in between the flax fibers. So this one here, iron ore, I cannot select because I don't have it yet. And then you can build your passive skill loadout based on what you're going to do. So if I'm going to the dungeon, chances are that I will have something that resembles, where's my crowd defense? Oh, I gotta get rid of this. Now, that cost me 3 soul shards to do that. Right? Because I grabbed a stack of 20, I got 17 left. I don't recommend that you constantly change these out, because all those soul shards can be found again in every zone. They're not as prevalent in one skull zones. You can find them more often in night caches, events, and 3 skull zones. And we'll talk about those at another time. But today, it's just basically a quick overview, and I am going to switch you back to my regular loadout, because I will be out grinding away when we're done with this. So yeah, I think that's a quick overview. Collect your books. If you want to use them immediately, do so. There's no benefit in hoarding them. If you before I start dying of thirst here, let's have one of these. Use the books, but remember that if you only have a level 1, and then you get, luckily, a level 3 or a level 4, if you use that book, it's only going to give you a level 2, right? So level 1 gives you 1, 2, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But you can use a higher level book even if you don't have all the way up, right? So if you have level 1 and you have a level 3 book, you can use that book, but you'll only get level 2 out of it. So those ones, I would say hoard, right? Until you get like 2 of them, like we just did today with the roasted meats, where I could use level 3 to get my level 2, and then use my other level 3 to get level 3. So hopefully that answers some questions for people in terms of how skill books are used, how the increase in levels, or volumes as they call it in here, works, and how to apply the soul shards to change your skill loadout so that it best benefits what you're doing at that actual time. So folks, again, let me know if this is something that you guys find useful. I've been thinking about it for some time, and then just recently, like I said, I've seen quite a few comments on my stuff and other people's stuff about these kind of things. I forget that I've been at this for almost a year now. February 17th, which is coming up in a few weeks, it'll be 1 year. So sometimes I just fly through this stuff and forget that not everybody has been playing Grimsoul for a year now. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. If there's other subjects that might be of interest to you guys to get maybe my take on it. I don't pretend to be a professional. I don't pretend to know it all. There might be stuff that I would learn in doing so, but definitely let me know. And if it's something that you guys find useful, then we'll make it kind of a maybe a weekly series, once a week. Spend 10-15 minutes going over a subject and hopefully answering some of your questions. So folks, I'm going to wish you all a great rest of the day, morning or evening, wherever you are. Take care.